Does anybody want to do any speculation before we start? Does anybody have
I've-
any different theories that I haven't heard?
You've heard all my theories.
Yeah, what's the prevailing theory on who did it?
In the game or with us?
That we think.
Oh.
I don't think we ever got to a point where we had a consensus. I don't think we've even talked about it.
Didn't
in the
really
game.
That's very
evidence.
true, I think.
Yeah, I need more
I mean-
evidence.
At the moment, it seems like Toko's gone off the deep end and has something to do with Genocide Jack. And Byakuya is finally wanting to be a team player. So
I
those are
don't
both
think that's
odd.
true at all.
So
I think he's just
I'm
using
just saying
Makoto to
he's
be part of the
fin-
game.
Yeah, it's essentially that, but he's finally like working with everybody, supposedly. But
I
those are
think
the
he's
two
taking-
weird things that have kind of changed outside of Chihiro dying.
So
I died. I'm so sad.
I mean, like, so I've talked to Helia and Val about this, but I guess it's fine to bring it up here as well. I think that because he has the information that he has, that we know that he has a previous experience or interest in these cold cases, right? And Genocide Jack was one of the long-standing cold cases that exist in this universe or wherever we are. I think he figured out that Toko was Genocide Jack. And that's why he's so certain that it's a copycat murder and not the actual Genocide Jack. And I think that's like the acceptance, like the fact that he hasn't called her out to everyone. I think that's why she's so enamored with him. So from my perspective, I don't think he did it, and I don't think that Toko did it either. Toko because it would be too obvious, and I don't think he did it because I don't.
Why do you?
Which is
But
perfectly reasonable.
other than the fact that she clearly is insane, like, why do we think she's Genocide Jack? Like,
Because of what she was saying at the door.
no, I
How she
know,
was
but
all
like,
She
I
was all
don't
like,
know. I
I
guess I'm
won't
more
let.
interested in the back story of why she would be Genocide Jack.
Because she's
Oh,
in this.
well, I'm assuming we're gonna learn that.
personality.
If
Yeah.
she,
Also
I
assume-
mean,
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's some good speculation, I think. Byakuya, about that Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it?
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you.
Byakuya handed me the file and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I'd reached a page where photos from the scene of each crime had been collected. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. Do we want to pause here to have a look at the pages?
Probably a good idea.
they liked scissors.
Big on the scissors here. Let's see. This guy got killed in his apartment complex. Multiple stab wounds across the body, inflicted with the same scissors is one of the columns. You can't see all of them. Bloodlust at every
Both victims
scene.
are male.
So we have to find the scissors.
The fact that it's in 2 words, just like ours,
Yeah, that's true.
telling.
Custom scissors.
But there's no scissors in ours.
Right
And the
there.
other difference is the people were all pinned up with by the scissors.
Yeah.
Wow, the
Chihiro
scissors
was
were
not.
pinned into the wall. That took a lot of strength.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the victim suffered multiple stab wounds across the body, believed to be inflicted with the same. Okay, so it's the same text everywhere, where they basically say scissors, stab wounds, bloodlust, and the pictures show this like semi-crucifixion. All right. Oh, they're gonna read some of it for us. Well, good job, me. Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Sojigaku, 23. Kano Issei, 14. And Takahashi Yoshida, 30. And the names go on and on. There was no end to it. But one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood.
Now take a look at the next page, and you'll find another interesting tidbit.
The next page? This
There's
is-
more?
Profiling results. All of the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness had never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder.
The key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality.
A split personality? Like the kind of thing you see on TV? So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up until now. Or maybe it really isn't? I don't know, I feel like my mind has gone numb. Genocide Jack case files been added to your truth bullet section of your handbook.
Alright, we should get going soon.
Where are we going?
Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we?
Wait, Byakuya! As usual, Byakuya turned left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up.
Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial.
Huh? Just all of a sudden like that?
Come on. Enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own. Well, goodbye.
And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he'd cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Val, were you laughing at the vague homoeroticism of that last line?
Maybe.
Maybe. Genocide Jack. He's the one who killed Shihiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, to the girls' locker room. I should check out the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can, as opposed to just sort of fucking around apparently like I've been doing. Like, how
The
did
locker
that...
room.
It's not like we just changed our goals. Alright, locker room.
I mean, some of that is clearly also just to inform the player. Right?
Oh, sure. Alright, whatever, I'll just go here. Oh, I'm already there. Alright, good job, me.
Of their options. Or
Of course not.
A pool.
This is a pool.
A pool.
Now we gotta talk to the most important character. Ding, ding, ding! Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit! Another stat increase for me! Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet. But I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs! Are you sure about that? Oh yeah! Miss Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile, too. Really? What did she see? She refused to tell me! It's like when a girl bullies a boy she likes, right? Right? Okay, so where's Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorms! She was there, but at the same time, not there. What's it gonna be? The warehouse by the dorms? Should we do that or the bathrooms first?
Bathroom.
I think he did it, honestly.
Alright, we're going for Hifumi now. Alright, bathrooms? I'm hearing bathrooms. Boys' room, girls' room?
Girls.
Girls.
What, you want to go to the place where the murder happened? Come on, guys.
We have to find the scissors. There's no scissors.
Can we...
Maybe it's a clue that there aren't any scissors in sight.
Here's
Don't
an
we have
interesting.
scissors as a present?
You have a sewing kit.
We also have scissors.
I think we have scissors.
Skizzers.
We do.
Here's an interesting thought, right? What if bloodlust is not meant to be bloodlust? What if it's meant to be blood and lust? And it's further indicating that Choco is in fact Genocide Jack, because when she sees blood, she goes crazy, and she's always a lustful little girl with her writing and such.
Wow.
It's like a word that symbolizes her true personality, so to speak.
All right, what do we want to do in here first?
Find the skizzers.
I don't think there are any skizzers that I saw.
Talk
Anybody
to,
see any
the
skizzers?
peeps.
You want to talk to the peeps?
Is there anything we can look at?
I think
Let's
we've
find
looked
out.
at everything.
There's the bloodlust again. I don't know if anything's changed now. The word bloodlust is written on the wall in blood, just like in all those other Genocide Jack cases. At every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. Well, that didn't do anything different.
Let's just talk to the people. Left to
Alright.
right.
Left to right.
Chihiro's presence here was especially weak, her body and her soul. To target such a helpless being is unforgivable. What a wretched beast would do such a thing? I cannot forgive this.
Oh, all right. I talk to Chihiro.
Yeah, let's talk to me.
All right, hold on. Phil, you're next. Hey, Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation?
Generally speaking. But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of.
Something besides the investigation? What is it?
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder.
But
Before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time, thoroughly.
What?
Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts. That's it. I'll be praying for your success.
With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then? And Chihiro's handbook is missing. That's definitely worth worrying about. Chihiro's handbook has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Alright, we'll talk to you. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I'd better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound up with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in kind of a crucifix position. What? The rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was a blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right. There's the issue of her being suspended, and the fatal blow. At first, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does all this mean? Status of the dead body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Well, the one thing that most likely tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at Genocide Jack case file one more time.
That's why Byakuya is the murderer.
Yeah, he did have the extension cord for the
Lamp.
lamp in the library.
And then he would go out and give us all the evidence to suggest otherwise.
To point it towards somebody else.
Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about it, right? All, I need to get stronger.
Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once.
Sure did, which I guess explains the trip down here.
But did she really need to get stronger that badly? You already mentioned it, but she was a girl after all. Most girls aren't that strong.
I don't know, man. Haven't really thought about that stuff.
Chihiro's complex. Where did it come from? Alright. I don't know if there's much else we need to look at in here. But we
So
can
we
just
need to go
check
to the-
everything.
Warehouse and the library again.
Oh, there's a door over here? Sorry, hold on. I don't remember this one. This door leads out to the pool. Oh, okay, that's just the pool door. Where do you want to go?
Warehouse or the library again.
Shouldn't we also check the guys' locker room?
Yeah.
Oh,
there was
yeah,
something
yeah.
About the guys' locker room.
Since
There's
we're already
still
there.
more I need to
Still
check.
stuff we have to check.
Alright, so we'll just do everything. There's a big bloodstain on the dumbbell on the floor. The Monokuma file said that the fatal injury was caused by a blow to the head. This dumbbell has to be the murder weapon. There's a bloodstain on the carpet. It could only have been caused by Chihiro's murder. It's the blood-stained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. The girls' locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this.
Maybe it's missing from the boys' locker room.
Maybe.
That's where it was originally.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's
Or that,
covering up a
yeah.
hole in the wall.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
It had
the
definitely
poster's
been swapped.
different.
Oh,
different
It is.
poster.
Yep.
And poop on the ground.
Poop on the ground. This poster, it's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room. Oh, but wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room was... That's right. There's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band, but in the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. Huh. Must have been the wind. I mean, could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little bit more about the locker rooms.
Oh, you could move them.
2 locker room posters has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
It
Right,
might
who's our-
suggest the murder had taken place in the boys' locker room.
No, I want to see.
Yeah,
the
look
poop
at
on
the
ground.
stain on the floor.
Yeah.
I can look at the mat. It's got a stain on it. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it?
Come.
Whoa.
I mean, it's in a boys' locker room. What do you think it is?
Boys' locker room carpet has been added to your truth bullet section of your handbook. Could be dirt.
Come.
Alright, well,
are you attempt to clean up blood?
possible.
Someone just had Taco Bell and went and did squats. It's
Oh my
fine.
god.
Ugh.
Alright, so this goes to the pool as well, right? Oh. Alright. Alright, where's Asahina, guys? No. Alright.
Isn't she watching Toko?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I recall her being in there because she was in there last time.
All right, you
Who
want to
would
go to
know
the
more about
warehouse?
the locker room?
Oh.
I'm sure there must still be more left waiting for me to discover.
Try and go
I mean,
back into
out
the
here?
goals. No.
What do you want?
Go back into the goals.
Yeah, and see if because you know that the poster's different, so it'll let you touch it now.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Also, we're looking for people who know more about the locker room.
Oh, who do you think that would be?
Sokka.
Sakura.
Alright, let's try that. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura?
I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together.
Okay, then, let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters.
I see.
But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising.
We have protein coffee?
In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with the coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room, and it left a stain.
A stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with?
This paint stain has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Okay, so they switched the posters and the carpet.
Okay.
So that's leading me to think that the murder happened in the boys' room and then they moved it over to the girls' room.
That seems probable.
But
To hide that it was a guy that killed her instead of a girl, so that
Still
everyone would
not.
think it was a
but
girl.
what would she have been doing in the boys' locker room?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, maybe we
Well,
still
she
don't
said
know.
she didn't feel like she didn't like going to work out alone, so someone obviously went with her and probably was a guy.
Notice how the only blackened handbook was the guy's handbook from the little mailbox stuff, right?
Hmm.
I think that
Yeah,
might
when we
have
go
an
looking
influence
for
as well.
her book, there's probably one in the. I'm assuming hers is going to be in that mailbox too.
Wouldn't that be after he cleaned up the body?
Hmm.
Except we don't know where it is, so.
No, we don't know yet. We don't know exactly when Monokuma moves stuff in there.
Right.
This is really strange. In the boys' locker room, a popular boy band in the wait, is this wrong? They just okay. They just forgot to say girls' locker room. I see. Oh, they're different. Weird. Could the posters have been switched? Okay. So we're done here then. So the warehouse. Celeste, what are you doing here?
This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from.
I see that, but have you found anything related to the case?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless.
Then you did find something.
Very well. I will tell you, and only you. Last night, I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse.
What, really?
This was right before nighttime. What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just.
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of the duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone. I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this ever would have happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose.
So, apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying, which would mean that the killer would have had to have gotten rid of it somehow. Celeste's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handout.
Trash duty.
Trash duties, huh? Do we want to look around the warehouse some?
Sure.
What do we got here?
Or it's in the boys' locker room.
There's all kinds of stuff piled up everywhere. Towels, jackets. Looks like they've put together a good collection of school equipment. Is this the fridge Sayaka mentioned? I don't see anything noteworthy here. There's all kinds of different food stacked up. I don't see anything noteworthy. Alright, more nonsense, and I think that's it. Yep. As far as I can tell, that's everything. Alright, where to now, guys?
We have the library, where else, guys?
The
Trash room?
mailboxes and maybe the trash room.
Oh yeah, mailboxes, trash room.
I would be somewhat interested in talking to Hina as well. Maybe she has, well, I mean, we already know it, but maybe we can get like the clue for our handbook if we, about the posters, I mean.
Okay, sounds good. There we go. What? The lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see. It's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here, but last time I saw it, it was definitely on, and it was definitely right here. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if... Library desk lamp has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. This guy really is just the dumbest fucker.
Go check the case file.
Yep.
Udder. We should take it with us.
Ah,
Byakuya's
maybe
not in
this is why
charge.
Byakuya is so interested in it. Someone stole his extension cord.
The case, the missing extension cord.
Never mind the dead body.
I want to take a look at that Genocide Jack case file. I know it's around here somewhere. It's gone! Did someone take it out of the archive? But the only one who would do something like that... I can't think of anyone but Byakuya.
What a douche.
Can you look up to the right? No, before you leave. Look at items up to the right. Oh, it's just a camera.
Yeah,
Or there's something up there, right? Was that just a camera?
that's as far as I can turn. It's a camera
Yeah,
though.
but go down a little bit.
Oh, here we go. I got you.
Oh. Fair enough.
Yeah, so just to avoid the problem of us clicking on every monitor and camera, I did that last time I played and they never were anything.
Okay.
To the point where I was doing it just to make sure, and like all the way to the very last camera, I was like, well, fuck me. Thanks for wasting my time.
Spoilers.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, we got a coin
Can we go
out
check the
of one.
trash room? I'm sorry, say that again?
We gotten a coin or out of one of them at least once or twice.
Oh yeah, I think like the first ones you got. How do I?
Map. You have to go into settings.
I know,
Or
but it's
your
just, it's
menu.
not, oh, there we go. It's not letting me do anything while the map is up. Real dumb. Alright, gym. No, we want to go to the dormitory, right?
You can talk to Hina. I don't see her though.
She's not in the hallway.
Should we check on them?
I mean, it looked like there was an exclamation point on the dining hall as well, so maybe they went to get something to eat or something.
Yeah, makes sense. Oh, there she is. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Let's go find her. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Oh, there we go. I found the wrong button. Rest easy, guys. Okay. Oh, Hina, how's Toko doing?
Same as before, she won't come out and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there.
You left her?
My head was all swimmy and I was getting pretty hungry. But don't worry, I'm headed back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her.
Speaking of which, what are you eating?
A donut, of course.
Of course?
There's two things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts.
Really?
I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. I should have tried to spend more time with her.
Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Yeah, she was a little bit strange. She didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us.
Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yep, it's true, and it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls.
Was she just shy?
I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex? Oh wait, maybe. Maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right?
You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Aoi's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
What if Chihiro was a cross-dresser?
Ooh.
I know that's really out
Probably.
there, but
Not at this point.
Any other speculation?
I started by saying it was crazy, right? It's a crazy
I still
idea.
think Byakuya did
Where
it.
are you going with that though? Like, what if she was?
That's a good point. I didn't really think the thought much further
Oh,
than
okay.
that.
Well, you just thought that, oh, maybe she's a crossdresser.
That could
But
explain why
why?
she was in the boys' locker room.
Yep. And why she didn't want to go to exercise with the girls, because she wouldn't
She
have been
couldn't
able to
get
get
in.
in.
Well, she was the programmer, so maybe she just felt more like familiar being around nerdy guys that like programmed and did computer stuff.
That's also true.
But why would Ioi or Hina go to the extent? Well, I know I'm reaching here, right? But Hina is literally just going to the extent where she's like, "Isn't it weird how like you hang out with your own sex and not the opposite sex, or vice versa?"
I don't really hang out with girls, and I'm pretty sure I'm not a crossdresser. I mean,
Are
last
you
time I
sure,
checked.
Val?
I don't know. I mean, I could check, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't disagree with that general logic in the real world, but why would a game go to like the specific part of
Wouldn't it also
describing
be a
it?
pretty
Mentioning
big secret she
I mean-
didn't want to get out?
It would also be a pretty big secret she wouldn't want to get out as well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she could also just be attracted to women instead of men, and so she was just shy around women.
That could
Sure.
also be the case, yeah, sure.
All right. Well, either way, we've got a ding dong bing bong happening now, and
Well,
see.
according to Mouth, we have a really big ding dong, apparently.
I mean, he didn't give a general size estimate.
Well, I mean, I meant
About
big
the
as
ice
in
cream
like a
together.
revealed secret. Not like big as in. Anyways.
Moving on.
Joe has a big bing bong ding dong.
All right.
So, I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for. The class trial. You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
Begin the class trial, or it's about to begin.
Oh man, that sucks.
The red door is right through here.
Maybe we can go back the other way and go to the rooms we wanted to go to.
No, we can't.
Yeah, I really wanted to like check the trash room and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, is it? I take it
Yeah.
it's timed. I didn't realize we
Yeah,
had a
it's
time limit.
timed.
I thought we had to like talk to like I don't know. read
Can you actually go other places now? But
Let's
just
find
maybe
out.
not talk to more people?
Where is the trash? Oh, I guess it's in residential, right?
Yeah, it's on the other side of the
Yep.
dorms.
Oh, there we go. That will not let me go there.
Yeah. So
What
before
if
we
you
go
try and
in, do
walk
we want to
there?
talk about what we think, like who did it and all that?
I think Byakuya did it.
Hmm.
It really doesn't
Yeah,
want me
I'm
to
not
go
really
through
sure
here.
who
Try and
did
click on it.
We haven't really gotten any.
Yeah, it's not interested.
Yeah, we didn't get any hardcore like Leon clues this time, you know.
What? They didn't write their number on the screen somewhere for you guys? I told you things escalate
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
Just-
Byakuya's number name isn't written behind Chihiro at all. I don't think we can make that work.
Yeah. We just know it was made to
Somebody.
look like a Genocide Jack murder. The file mysteriously disappeared out of the archive room, so my guess is somebody's going to be bringing it up at the trial.
I think that obviously she was killed in the boys' locker room, so they switched the poster and the carpet because of the blood. And obviously the dumbbell. But like the only clue I can think of that they really, I mean, like, so it's one of the guys, but maybe, I don't know, but like
Unless I'm right.
the lamp thing doesn't, like, the extension cord doesn't give really a clue to who it could have been.
Byakuya, because he uses it. He's basically the only one that's in the library ever.
Too simple.
No, this game is really simple.
And anyone could have gone into the library and grabbed that extension cord while he was not there.
Who else
Especially if
knew
it
about
happened
the file though?
again when he's not there.
Yeah, he's always.
Yeah, but that specific file.
Yeah, that's true enough.
But, I mean, because anybody had access to everything, obviously. Byakuya could have not been in the room, so somebody could have taken the extension cord. But that specific file goes missing. But why would he take it after he's already shown Makoto?
Because he knows
So-
Makoto's stupid.
That's it.
But then,
I'm back.
Now she doesn't want his own character to be guilty.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
but I don't think I can't think of any of the clues that, like, really point, like, okay, they point kind of to Byakuya, right? But, like, other than that, I don't know who they would point to.
Plus, Byakuya knew all about the handbook rules. He's the only one that had, like, thought about it that much, and he knew where all the excess handbooks were, and he knew about being able to borrow somebody else's.
I think
I
that
mean, also
the,
Celeste was the only one who knew that she was going to exercise that night.
This is true.
Yeah, but Celeste could be in it with somebody. She could have told Hifumi.
But she didn't.
But that doesn't really help her anyway, because what's the point of being an accomplice? Doesn't get you out.
Yeah, but maybe if she could think that having him kill people would make him, would leave him as an easier target for her to kill.
Well, but when the trial pops up, we either get it right or everybody else dies.
Okay, so there's one other option that I kind of
benefit
theorized
to
with
being the accomplice.
with Val, and that's Kyoko. Right. So, like, one thing we haven't considered is these secrets, right? What if someone has a secret that will have someone else get hurt, right? If you happen to know something, and if that comes out on national TV, your mom and dad dies. Right? That's pretty strong motive. Kyoko is definitely smart enough, and if she's doing all the investigative and being the detective, she might already know about the cold cases, and she might have come to the same conclusion that Byakuya did. She definitely seems capable.
Yeah, but how
her,
would
Celeste and Byakuya definitely seem the most cunning.
But how would she get into the boys' locker room? I mean, why would either of them been in the boys' locker room?
To frame a guy.
Yeah.
But then how would they have gotten in? Because the
Follow
only
Chihiro into the boys' locker room?
How did Chihiro get in?
to the boys' locker. Because
With
Byakuya
his
brought
handbook?
her there.
But I mean,
yeah,
I
it's probably someone else. It seems there are too many differences between the Genocide Jack things and what's out there, and I don't think Byakuya would leave that much differences if he went to copy it, and Toko probably is Genocide Jack, and because there are differences, it's not her.
I agree with that.
fair enough. Anybody want to put any last minute bets down?
No.
No?
Joe, you have to give me $5 if it's Byakuya.
I'm not
I
doing
think
that.
my money is on Kyoko.
Okay.
Kyoko?
As sad as that is, I don't want her to do it. That's where my money is.
Alright.
I don't think we have anything that points to any particular person, so Nah, I don't really think anyone really points to it at this point. The two people I kind of thought of were Toko and Byakuya, but it doesn't seem like it's either of them.
Well, why don't we pick it up from here and see where this leads us?
All right. So, is everybody ready to... What? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yeah, Toko's not here.
And Toko is...
You really don't remember?
Kidding. I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time. Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please.
Wow.
And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him.
I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible! You're terrible!
Whew. So now everyone's here, right? Okay then. Hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there. So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro.
Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here.
One of us.
Alright. Who do we talk to? Left or right?
Seems good.
Sure.
You ready? We doing this?
I will uncover the villain who performed such a heinous act on a weaker individual.
I don't know why the killer did what they did, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails, right, bro? Oh, I thought we should do Mondo after that.
Oh, I
Shall
know,
we
that would've been
begin?
good.
Shall we begin?
Fucking Toko, man. What's got her so worked up?
Miss Fujisaki, I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe.
Bullshit.
Great line.
Thank you.
There is something odd about Togo's behavior. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it.
Oh, that's the ultimate detective right there.
I guess I wasn't much help at all on this one.
I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you.
Why are they all relying on him?
The dumb one.
Like he-
Dumbass?
Yes.
I gave a small nod in reply. With one last breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. Sorry, guys, I cut you off partway there. What were you saying?
No, I just, they all rely on Makoto like he's like the ultimate group leader or something. Like
Maybe
are
they're
we
hoping he'll be
supposed
lucky.
to- Oh gosh. Anyways, let's go.
I mean, that's what
I don't
we're
know.
doing right now. We're going in here with no, like, solid idea. Like, we don't have a consensus.
It was Mondo, I'm calling it.
I'm getting very cold feet about my Kyoko, but because she did also help during the investigation, suggesting that we should check more
How?
thoroughly. She told us to check the body extra. She gave us tips.
Tips.
Just the tip.
With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating.
And then Genocide Jack killed everybody else.
The steel box sank with a heavy clunking sound, deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation until finally it came to a sudden stop.
Screech.
What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good. You're raring to go. I gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all. Okay then, let's get the show on the road. Everyone, please, find your assigned seats.
And so the curtain opened again, once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial.
Bam, bam,
I
bam.
know, right? Definitely. All right, so open the e-handbook. So we've got truth bullets. These are all the truthy bullets we've got. Chihiro's handbook was not found on her corpse and has apparently gone missing.
Wait. Can I say something?
Sure.
What if, going off of Mouse's crazy theory that Chihiro is a boy, what if the broken e-handbook that is in the mail slot is actually Chihiro's, and it's broken to hide the gender?
Could be.
Could be.
But that doesn't help us with the killer,
But
so...
it's also, like I said, it's really hard to break them. There's only one way to do it, and
But here's the thing,
it's
like
gonna be very hard for someone to know that.
he said that it's very hard to break them, but no one has ever said anything about taking out the battery. If it's battery powered or anything similar to this, right? Like,
Well, he did say that it's probably that there's probably something else going on with it than it being broken, but... Anyways.
Maybe she hacked it.
That or what I was thinking is that she used Leon's one to get into the boys' locker room.
Maybe she did.
But then how would it end up back? Oh, I guess whoever killed her put it back.
It also could be Leon's one that's actually there, and we just don't know where her handbook is at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
okay then. So first off, let's talk about the murder weapon.
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument, but could it have been... Oh, what kind of blunt instrument could it
I
have been?
bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head was consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Ah, that's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to this discussion of the culprit. Although I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro?
The culprit is Genocide Jack, I'm sure of it. Case closed as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know what that is. Sick. The evidence that shows Genocide Jack is related to the case. It has to be. I might know one other reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file when I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be 2 defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Booblust.
No, actually, bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public. What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know.
The
How
victim.
the victim was
How the
positioned.
victim was positioned.
Alright, let's try that. Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So how did the culprit know about this, when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer that I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way.
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Huh?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa. Fukawa.
You lie!
What?
Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why's this gotta be so complicated?
It does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko? What does it mean?
Really?
I mean, that's not even what schizophrenia is, and I had a lot of trouble with that the first time. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what do they call it? Dissociative identity disorder? Wait, but the name is right there. How could they have gotten the name? Okay, whatever. Okay,
that's
but
probably it.
still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable.
Bitch.
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
What were you saying, Sean? Oh shit, sorry, hold on.
I was saying it was probably a translation error.
The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior.
Her behavior changed.
Yeah.
She arrived late.
You're talking about how she's started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then when she woke up,
I'm fine. I'm fine. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead?
She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted.
The world has a front and a pack, a top inning and a bottom, a sea of truth, and a web of lies.
This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, when she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her, of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah, how can you know all of this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No, what she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toga and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Togo?
This is all a lie, right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear, I tried to control it, but...
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but then the next second...
Well, hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see?
What the heck?
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill.
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. one of them happens to be a serial killer. You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
She's so intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun.
This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane. Miss Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and governments and society and the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Manikuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I can't imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, maybe so. But nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah, I can never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said. I need to get some more details about all of this.
I love how casually Hifumi just has to stand next to her.
I know, right?
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Alright, guys. Is Genocide Jack really the killer? I feel like something doesn't match up. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How is it any different?
You don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you. I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. There's one clear difference between the murders.
Victim's
Fatal injury.
Yeah, fatal
Yep.
injury.
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right? Ah, yes! That is remarkably different from the other murders! Wouldn't it be strange if someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended.
What was used to suspend her?
Yeah, the middle one.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They'd use some kind of rope to hang her up by the wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And, you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference. My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lowly girl.
Let me see. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro.
Chihiro
was her lover.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the...
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common. Ken Harada, 32, Tetsuhiro Honda, 17, Sojigaku, 23, Kanoise, 14, Takeshi Yoshida, 30, and a bunch of other boy names. There was no end to it.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men. I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed.
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it. I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam.
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy, but that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive?
Quiet, lowly cur.
Lowly cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school.
Any scissors? I don't use just any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class, envy of the entire world scissors.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da 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 da!
She's fully equipped!
That's right. So I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention I have no clue how to tie a good knot, so rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that?
Yeah, that's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. Who are we selecting?
Byakuya.
Byakuya.
Sorry, Mouse.
Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem getting access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked at the Genocide Jack file before all this happened, hadn't you? Are you saying Mr. Tagami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I'd put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree?
Suspicious?
It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl, hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say. On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, you'd absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction of any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you. Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realize that there's a clear contradiction there. I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you got more than that. Go ahead, show us.
What's wrong with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's still acting like this has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
Well, there is, I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between the case and the past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders, the evidence that proves Byakuya responsible is hidden in there? What could it be?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors, and I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with? It was some kind of rope, was it not?
That's right, it absolutely was.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get that from, huh?
I've never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Okay,
The
well,
proof-
it's the
Okay,
desk lamp
desk
and the
lamp.
extension cord with Byakuya, yeah.
Yeah, the very last
Yep.
one, yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord? What? An extension cord? Byakuya, you've used that extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And that same extension cord was in the library all this time. Went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you wouldn't discover that fact.
Sorry. Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think. Then your conclusion is something like this. I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya is the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
I'm sorry, but could you just hold on a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
A double sit-up?
I know, but still. There's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks now, there's something in there that concerns me.
The scene of the crime.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There's absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do. Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up until now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let us see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I need to just focus on the things that got switched.
The poster and the floor. The mat.
So the
Or his locker
posters.
room carpet and the 2 locker room posters.
Okay.
Posters.
Oh, I guess specifically because they change across each one.
And also because it's things, plural, I suppose.
Ah, I gotcha. The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not the stain that was scrubbed away. It was moved. Dun dun dun. Is this what we were
This
asking
one's
for
the
last time?
posters.
Yeah.
The stain of the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it in the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Are we to assume that he just brought the whole carpet?
Evidently.
Yeah.
No,
took
we
pictures.
decided they were taking pictures with
Oh,
the
okay,
phone
that makes
or
sense.
something.
Then does that mean the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other, it's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the crime scene, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Ah,
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way. I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up. I'm telling you. I know how she could have done it.
is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Double sit up.
Boys' locker room, broken e-handbook, or 2 locker room posters.
Broken e-handbook.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
the broken e-handbook.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah, I've got it. She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room, no problem.
Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room. But that's if she was able to use it. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh, well then yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could have borrowed a dead person's handbook all you want and you'd be safe. Yup. Hit the nail on square on the noggin. But of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Bzzz. You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook,
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room, I guess, so...
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it. Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
hold on a second. I agree with you though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could have gotten in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry, this will make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
It'll make things more exciting? Well, alright then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring, or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and wherever she took us was... the girls' locker room? Hold on.
We've already searched this place from top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully. Like, using our hands? No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
This is the best of his lines, I think.
I fucking love being right.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything. It's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Shihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura?
What is this? Some kind of secret girl on girl action? Is that what you two are about?
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and believe we will solve this particular mystery. Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? What does this Ah!
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible!
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
Is what?
a boy!